It's Tuesday, the 3rd day of September 2019. Thank you for joining us right here at K24 TV. You're right in time for the Daily Brief, and my name is Samuel Njoroge.
Good morning to you. I'm Shiksha Arora. Of course, we will be taking you through the top stories of the day. We also have the live events that we're going to be covering throughout the day. Plus, we'll be telling you what's been trending on social media for the past 24 hours. And of course, what are the newsmakers of the day.
The hashtag is K24 Daily Brief at K24 TV, at Sam W. Njoroge, at Shiksha Arora. Also, you can use our SMS platform, that is 21222. Kindly let us know what is happening where you are, and also participate in the course of the stories that we shall be running by you this day. And of course, your feedback will be much appreciated on the show, and we shall sample it during and at the tail end of this particular live show.
All right, of course, keep interacting with us. And for now, we're definitely going to be giving you a dose of what to expect throughout the day on the day's news right here. Of course, it is about the diary, where today a couple of events are key. And of course, we will be taking you through them in detail throughout the course of the Daily Brief until 12:30. All right, kickstarting you with the first story, where Moi Girls School Dormitory. Now, of course, Deputy President William Ruto will today preside over the official opening of a new dormitory block at Moi Girls School, Nairobi. Now, the new facility was constructed following a deadly fire tragedy at the school in September 2017 that left 10 girls dead. Incidentally, the school is located within Kibra constituency, of which Jubilee Party last night unveiled football star McDonald Mariga as its candidate for November's parliamentary by-election.
And also happening today is that Tourism and Wildlife Cabinet Secretary Najib Balala will today give a briefing on the Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species. The latest cities summit held in Geneva, Switzerland, came up with a raft of measures on the protection of endangered species. Kenya is expected to give a way forward on the same.
And apart from that, the government internships interviews to fill 3,000 internship positions in government ministries, departments and agencies that will begin today and will continue for the next 1 week. Now, Public Service Commission Chairperson Stephen Kirogo will launch the exercise at Rift Valley Institute of Science and Technology in Nakuru at 9 a.m. The Commission has dispatched several teams led by commissionaries to various centres across the country to interview over 8,000 shortlisted candidates who applied for the positions advertised in July this year.
Also happening today, Third Way Alliance Party leader Ekuru Aukot will this morning make a presentation on the Punguza Mizigo referendum bill to the County Assembly of Turkana. The bill, which is yet to be debated by any of the 47 county assemblies, requires the support of at least 24 counties for it to sail through to the next stage.
And today, Education Cabinet Secretary Professor George Magoha this afternoon will preside over the launch of the new state-of-the-art Britam Leadership and Innovation Centre. The facility is located at Britam Centre in Upper Hill, Nairobi, which is touted as the tallest building in Kenya.
And to the corridors of justice now, where Joe Mwangi, the ex-manager to child star Wendy Waeni, is to be arraigned this morning. Mwangi, who was arrested on Monday, is to be charged in connection with a forgery and issuing threats to Wendy's mother, Magdalene Mbele.
And Top Cohen's disappearance still in the courts. A number of suspects will be arraigned at the Kiambu Law Courts in connection to the disappearance of Dutch tycoon Top Cohen, who has been missing since July. Yesterday, the magistrate detained Cohen's wife, Sarah Wairimu Kamotho, for 12 more days, pending investigations into his disappearance.
And the divorce case pitting Marianne Kitani against Meru Senator Mithika Linturi enters day 5 today. Yesterday, Linturi's lawyers began cross-examining Kitani on the testimony she gave before the same court, as she sought to prove that indeed she was married to the senator.
All right, of course, that is what will be shaping up our conversation right here on hashtag K24 Daily Brief. Remember, you can keep interacting with us on the topics that we've just told you about.
That's
true.
And
of course, that is our diary for the day. So remember, K24 TV is where you're going to find us.
Absolutely, that's where you're going to find us. And talking about even appreciating what has been happening online right about now, would like to get Shiksha Arora on the touch screen, where she will be guiding us through what has been trending for the past 24 hours online. And of course, we welcome your feedback and your participation in this particular part of the show. So Shiksha, take it away.
All right, let's get right into it, where we will definitely be taking you through what has been trending, of course, what has been shaping up the conversations last night throughout these 24 hours. And we'll kickstart with what's happening on Twitter. Now, hashtag Mariga for Kibra. Now, of course, this is after MacDonald Mariga was named as the flag holder for Jubilee Party with regard to the Kibra elections set to happen on 7th of November. And yes, that is Denshi Speaks, who says, before we vote for him, let him tell us what he has been doing for the community of Kibra. Now, there has been concerns that MacDonald Mariga has not done enough. Of course, he's been out of the country playing football, representing the country. Now, they say he's not been here long enough to know the matters that concern Kibra. Moving on, we've got at Kimotu_Kikubwa, who says, as Kibra people, we are voting for someone that will bring change. Hata Mariga should prove what he's been bringing to the table. Once again, another concern that is tabled by the Mwananchi, asking what exactly he has been doing of value and what he's done for the locals. Moving on, we've got at Andai_Kefa, who says, politics is a dirty game, but if that is what Mariga has decided to do, let him grow talent. Ya vijana kule Kibra. Maybe, just maybe, he will definitely be nurturing the talent when it comes to sports, when it comes to football in Kibra. So that's something that could be on his diary. Moving on, at Aaron Chariot, who says, even though he's famous and a good footballer, I think he's too soft for parliament and substantial policies. So he's trying to say that you need to be loud to be a politician. Moving on, we've got at Kimi, who's talking about Mau evictions. Of course, we have seen that phase 2 of Mau evictions that will see 60,000 people being resettled. And Kimi says, I may be tempted to ask, where was the government when her citizens were building settlements, tilling and owning lands in Mau? Now remember, this is phase 2 and it is set to be kickstarting anytime this week. We will be giving you further developments. Moving on, still on the same, at Susan Wanjiru, who says, yes, I do support, we need that forest or else the rivers will dry. But while we are in a mission to conserve the forest, we should consider humanity. We need to have a soft landing for those families. And soft landing it is, because a couple of things that need to be discussed is the compensation for those that will be resettled. And of course, what is the alternate settlement plans for these people? Moving on, we've got at Ken Omolo, who says, I remember the Mount Kenya evictions. They succeeded, but later rogue foresters sold trees like candy. Another concern being raised by Ken at Jimmy says, the government ought to have capitalized on the census data on Mau forest settlements to advise better and fair evictions. This will also help avert opportunistic politics. Moving on, we've got another tweet that's from at Ruth_Mummy. Now, this is regarding the xenophobic attacks that are currently happening in South Africa, where foreigners are being targeted. More than 50 shops have been vandalized for the past few days. And of course, we have been seeing a lot of hostility, a lot of violence erupting in the area. Ruth says, why on earth should you attack a fellow human? Why kill a fellow human? Please stop the attacks in South Africa. Now, hashtag xenophobia has been trending not just for the past 24 hours, but it has been trending for the past 48 hours. It is a global concern. And of course, we'll definitely be giving you more details regarding what is happening currently in South Africa as per this particular topic. And of course, we've got another one from Baba Daniela, who says, South Africans are doing their attacks based on misplaced anger and inferiority complex. Now, we've seen Nigeria's government tweet as well regarding this. They've said that Nigerians have been attacked, especially. And of course, this is something that we need to be talking about. If you've got family, if you've got people, if you know of someone who is in South Africa, tell us what you think about what's currently happening. We've got at Yemi Gaines, who says, from deep down in my heart, I'm so sad to hear and see what is happening to my brothers in South Africa. Hashtag enough is enough. And that is what residents of Cape Town as well as Johannesburg are currently saying regarding xenophobia that has really just caused a lot of conversation. It has caused a lot of people saying different things regarding this particular topic, this particular situation that is happening in South Africa as we speak. And lastly, at Victor, who says the #1 enemy for Africa is Africans. End xenophobic attacks in South Africa. Now remember, this isn't the first time that we've seen xenophobic attacks against people of other nationalities, foreigners in particular in South Africa. So time and again, we've seen it happen. And of course, we are yet to see what action is taken against these particular attacks that are happening in South Africa. And Samuel, all right, you know, maybe you could tell us about what your thoughts are on xenophobia in brief regarding these attacks and what people have to say about them.
Well, the one thing that is for certain is that this is not something that is happening now.
Yeah.
It has been happening on and off, on and off, on and off. And there are those that, of course, apportion blame to the politics of the day. In fact, Julius Malemo's party has been at the center stage of this particular issue when it comes to xenophobia. But it is time that you know, the government of South Africa moved with speed to array any kind of fears that could happen, especially at the global front. Remember, at one point, in fact, the then Vice President of South Africa, Cyril Ramaphosa, had to come to Kenya and assure us, I think it was during Jamhuri Day celebrations, and actually assure us that everything is fine, even as far as our relations with South Africa will be intact, given what was happening in the country then. But you see, the country has gone from one government to another and to another. We had Thabo Mbeki, we had Jacob Zuma, and now we have Cyril Ramaphosa at the helm. So it is good that we see a conclusive and deliberate attempt by the government of South Africa to end xenophobia.
All right, of course, we will definitely be giving you more details regarding what is happening in South Africa and moving back closer home here in Kenya. We will be covering what's happening in the respective counties right now. We've got our reporter, Baraka Karama, on standby in Kisumu, and he will be telling us the latest regarding what is happening where he is right now. Good morning to you, Baraka Karama. What is happening where you are?
Shisha, a very good morning to you back there in Nairobi. Indeed, lots of activities that we expect to happen in this particular area. Remember, yesterday evening there was a heavy downpour in the Lakeside City, and of course the downpour led to the cancellation and delay of major flights from Nairobi to this particular region. And of course we've also seen various destruction as far as that particular downpour is concerned. Several roofs of various schools have been blown off by wind, and of course we'll be making a spot check to that just to see what is currently going on, bearing in mind that the schools reopened yesterday and some of course reopened today for the third time. So of course we'll be making a spot check in various institutions that of course were affected by the heavy downpour in Kisumu last evening. Secondly, we also waiting for a press briefing by the Kisumu County Governor, Professor Peter Nyang'nyong'o. Remember last week the governor sacked 2 members of the city board for lacking degrees. Actually, according to communication that we received, is that the governor made that particular move just to try to conform with the new rules and regulations from the Council of Governors. 2 members of the city board were sent packing last week. Among them is the former mayor for Kisumu, Sam Okello, who was appointed in that particular board, and also we had a businessman Ken Akoko, who was also sent packing for lack of degrees. So we'll be getting reactions from the governor as far as that particular issue is concerned. He's supposed to address the media around 10:30. So of course we'll be there just to try and get details and information as far as that particular issue is concerned. Another issue that we also looking into is the demolition that, of course, has been happening in Kisumu for the last 2 months. The demolition for the expansion of the Kisumu inland port. Currently, we understand that some traders again have been given a notice to vacate their respective business premises. Actually, we are told that come today evening, several kiosks will be demolished to pave way for the expansion of the road leading to the main Kisumu inland port. Remember, that particular port is currently under rehabilitation, and the government has pumped in 3 billion shillings just to try and revive that particular port, and maybe to make it as one of the regional hub for the larger East African region. Remember, that particular port was supposed to be officially opened by the President Uhuru Kenyatta alongside other leaders from the larger East African region, but it was postponed last minute. And we understand that right now the officers from various departments, KPA and the Kenya Railway, of course, are moving up with speed just to try and finalize the details that were not yet done by then. So the demolition, of course, has seen over 3,000 traders cry foul. Of course, they're blaming the county government for not giving them enough time. And of course, they say that they expected that after the demolition, they ought to be taken to an alternative site, but that has not taken place. But we also understand that the Kisumu County government has identified a place near the Jomo Kenyatta grounds where they're putting up some few structures. We are told that it is likely to accommodate around 500 traders. So we'll be making a spot check on the demolition process here in Kisumu as far as the expansion of the Kisumu inland port is concerned. Another issue that we're also working on is that the Kenya National Union of Nurses Kisumu branch, led by its Secretary General Maurice Opetu, announced that they are going to issue another strike, saying that the county government for Kisumu did not live to its promise for paying the workers. They say the health workers up to now have not yet been paid their salaries. Remember, there's been a crisis in the health sector here in Kisumu for the past 4 weeks. Most of the health facilities in Kisumu County were shut down after the health workers downed their tools, protesting or demanding the payment of their salaries, which they say from May. So we'll be getting hold of the Secretary General for the Kenya National Union of Nurses, Maurice Opetu, just to give us a brief and the latest move now that they say they have not yet been paid their salaries. So we'll be trying, we'll also try and get reactions from the county government officials led by the CSC for Finance, just to try and give us a brief on what he thinks about the plight of the health workers here in Kisumu. So, Shiksha, I can say we just on standby just to get reactions and details as far as those particular issues, the stories that have lined up in this particular region, Kisumu County. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Baraka Karama, for that update. Of course, he has told us what to expect throughout the day from Kisumu County. So yes, we will definitely be keeping you informed regarding the issues that he's mentioned that will be seen through, of course, and we will be giving you more details, comprehensive details right here on K24 Daily Brief.
Absolutely, key among them whether or not the medical practitioners from Kisumu have entered into a substantive agreement with the county government of Kisumu when it comes to their pay, as well as that other story that has been developing for the better part of July and August, and that's on the demolitions that have been ongoing in Kisumu, courtesy of the Kisumu port.
Right.
That is expected to be commissioned at any time. We expect communication in as far as that particular issue is concerned. So definitely Baraka Karama is on location, and he'll be telling us exactly what will be happening in as far as those stories